2022 BMW M4 Coupe. The BMW M4 is a high-performance sport coupe that serves as one of the fastest and most powerful cars in BMW's lineup. Both the M4 and the 4 Series Coupe it's based on were completely redesigned for 2021, with new tech and styling backed by the most powerful M4 engine ever. For 2022 the M4 competition is now available with all-wheel drive. This is the first time either the M3 or M4 has been offered with all-wheel drive, which BMW calls xDrive. The system is rear-biased, meaning it only sends power to the front wheels when the car senses it needs additional grip. BMW says AWD drops the 0 to 60 miles per hour time by 0.4 seconds. Like the larger BMW M5 sedan, the M4 Competition xDrive will have selectable drive modes, including one that disables traction and stability control while shunting all power to the rear axle. If you prefer to keep things simple, the M4 will still be available in its rear-wheel drive layout. The M4 Competition has a few direct rivals, most notably the Mercedes-AMG C63S Coupe and Audi 5 Rupees. While the Audi offers all-wheel drive, the Mercedes sends power to its rear wheels only. If you want something a little more practical, the BMW M3 is nearly identical to the M4, save for the addition of 2 doors. The redesigned BMW M4 is faster and more powerful than the car it replaces. The turbocharged inline-6 is great, but it's too bad the M4's lack of steering feel can make the car feel disconnected from the road. Beyond performance, the M4 is a surprisingly comfortable, spacious and practical coupe. The new BMW M4 packs one magnificent engine. There's copious amounts of power from just off idle until redline, and turbo lag is fairly minimal. Competition models like our test vehicle get a slight bump in power along with some other small upgrades. In Edmunds testing, the M4 Competition blasted from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds and covered the quarter mile in 11.6 seconds at 122.7 miles per hour. That's on par with the latest Chevrolet Corvette and Mercedes-AMG C63 Coupe. Our test car had the automatic transmission. It shifts crisply and reacts quickly when you need a downshift during aggressive driving, but it also works great for commuting around town too. The optional carbon ceramic brakes, also on our test car, are fade-free even under hard driving. Our test car stopped from 60 miles per hour in 106 feet, which is a little shorter than average for this class. The standard adaptive suspension does a good job of keeping the car planted when you're hammering around turns, but we found the firmest setting to be a bit too stiff on the street. Our main complaint is the steering. While it's an improvement over the last M4, it lacks the level of feedback and precision you'll find elsewhere. As with any performance car, comfort is a relative term. The M4 Competition's ride is firm, but it's better tuned and more compliant than some of BMW's other M Competition models. The standard adaptive suspension manages most situations well, absorbing impacts without rattling your teeth. Its stiffest setting is too much for public roads, but it's easy to dial it back. Noise and vibration are low for a performance car. It's not whisper quiet, but the M4 is more refined than its burbly exhaust might suggest. Our test vehicle had the optional carbon fiber bucket front seats. These snug, lightweight seats are thin on padding and have a small bump in the seat bottom that fits between the driver's legs. BMW's designers presumably added it to boost lateral support when cornering, or maybe because they just thought it would look cool. But our shorter drivers, under 6 feet tall, found it bothersome. Consider sticking with the standard M4 seats. The climate control system works fairly well, though we found it runs a bit on the warm side. The controls are mostly easy to use, though the lack of a dedicated sync button to equalize both sizes of the dual-zone system seems like an oversight. Getting in and out of the M4 can be a pain given the long doors and low seating. But once you're inside, everything seems to come together nicely. The front seats offer lots of adjustment for head and legroom. Even the rear seat is spacious for adults, at least on short trips. The steering wheel and pedals are perfectly placed for enthusiastic driving. Forward visibility is fine for a coupe, but you'll need the large mirrors and rearview camera to help when backing up because of the blind spots caused by the rear roof pillars. All major controls are easy to see and reach. The plethora of buttons can look overly busy, but we do appreciate BMW sticking with physical buttons and knobs rather than stuffing everything into the touchscreen interface. The M4 features the latest in car tech BMW has to offer. The standard navigation system is one of the better systems on the market, though its constant traffic updates get annoying. If you prefer to run things from your phone, the M4 offers Apple CarPlay, with wireless connectivity, and Android Auto integration. The M4 also has both USB-A and USB-C ports for both charging and phone connection. You can also use a decent list of voice commands to do things like change the radio or input an address into the navigation system. The M4 comes with a mix of standard and optional driver aids, including adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring and parking sensors. Overall, BMW does a nice job of tuning these features to be helpful without being overly sensitive. The M4 offers an impressive amount of storage. The trunk space is pretty roomy, and the opening is wide and tall. The rear seats fold down to open the space up further. It's arguably even more impressive inside, with large door pockets and a large center console bin. Even rear passengers have small storage bins. Got small kids and need to install a child safety seat? That back seat should provide a reasonable amount of room, though the long doors might make getting a kid in and out a bit of a pain. The seat anchors are easy to find and connect to. The BMW M4 gets an EPA estimated 19 mpg combined, 16 city, 23 highway. That's close to the bottom of an already somewhat thirsty class. That said, we saw much better fuel economy during our testing, including an impressive 26.6 mpg on our 115-mile evaluation route. That's better than we've seen in nearly all of the competition. This is a real sticky spot. The BMW M4 competition is priced right on par with direct rivals such as the Mercedes-AMG C63S Coupe and Audi 5 rupees. But our car was loaded with more than $25,000 in extra options. That's a lot of dough, and it still didn't have an upgraded audio system or adaptive cruise control. Value drops even further when you consider performance cars such as the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray or Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. BMW includes a 4-year, 50,000-mile basic and powertrain warranty, which is average for the class. You do get an excellent 4 years, unlimited miles of roadside assistance and 3 years, 36,000 miles of service visits. Right, so about the M4's new grille. Looks are subjective, but that massive twin grille just does not work for us or really anyone we've asked. We even asked BMW, and its rep said M4 buyers want a car that looks different from the non-M models. Well, on that front, the automaker succeeded. If we were buying an M4, we'd get it in a dark color to better blend in the grille. The rest of the car looks like a scaled-down BMW M8, and not in a bad way. There are some excellent paint and interior colors to choose from too. We might be more willing to overlook that face if the M4 was a bit better to drive. While we're big fans of this new engine, the disconnected steering left us wanting more. It's supremely fast and capable, but it doesn't provide quite the same thrills as cars such as the Mercedes-AMG C63S Coupe, Ford Mustang Mach 1 and Porsche Cayman GTS 4.0.